Khamzat Chimaev is getting blasted online after his latest ESPN interview, where he took shots at Alex Pereira, accusing him of ducking the fight and avoiding him on purpose. Fans were not having it, especially since Alex is literally chasing a showdown with Jon Jones at heavyweight, a far bigger and more dangerous matchup than anything Chimaev presents right now. Social media immediately piled on Khamzat, clowning the call-out and calling him delusional. Meanwhile, Pereira made his plans crystal clear. He's moving up to heavyweight next with zero interest in defending against Carlos Ulberg. His targets are much bigger, either Jon Jones or the winner of Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. This comes right after Pereira's dominant performance at UFC 320, where he got revenge on Ankalaev with vicious ground-and-pound elbows. In a recent Instagram post, Pereira revealed he hasn't trained since the fight because of a foot issue, hinting at an injury. But he assured fans he's recovering well and aiming for an early 2026 return, keeping the hype alive for what could be one of the most insane multi-division runs in UFC history.
That's good fight for him, good fight for me. Everyone knows that UFC knows that, but UFC don't want to give this guy from me. So he said he can't fight with Duplessis. He accept the fight. But now he say like, oh, it comes out not good fight. Yeah, he's saying like he's more famous than me. That's why I'm using his name, bro. This guy, if I just say hi in my story in Instagram, I make more views on his fight. So I don't think so. This guy more famous than me. No. I don't think so. He wants that fight. He knows about it, and UFC know about it. So I can't say the things what UFC says to me, but it's gonna be not respect for Alex. Because everyone knows this guy is not my level, So he's a good striker, one of the best strikers. I give the respect for him. He has knockout power and everything. But brother, like ask whoever 99% in the world who's watching UFC, so they're gonna tell you who is gonna win.
President Trump dropped a bombshell at the Kennedy Center Honors Gala, announcing that the UFC's upcoming White House card will feature 8 or 9 title fights. Yes, more than double the UFC's current record for championship bouts on one event. The historic card is set to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, merging patriotic spectacle with a stacked MMA lineup. And that's not all. A private pre-event dinner will include top government officials, world leaders, plus Trump and Dana White seated cage-side. Because of extreme security, the crowd size has been reduced from Trump's original 25,000-seat plan. But with the UFC shifting to Paramount in 2026, this might become the most watched event in company history. Clips of Trump announcing the card have gone viral, with fans debating dream fights and begging for super matchups. However, some MMA outlets like MMA Junkie are reporting the event might not actually include all champions, but will still feature several big-name fighters.
UFC on June 14th. It's going to be June 14th next year. And they're building an arena. The great Dana White's building an arena. And they're going to have 8 or 9 championship fights, the biggest fights they've ever had. Everyone's a championship fight. And everyone's a legendary type of fight. He's actually holding back fights right now for 6 months so he can do it for this, the 250. I think 250 is going to be amazing. I think the arena is going to be 5,000 or 6,000 seats right in front of the front door of the White House, and 100,000 people in the back where they're putting up 8 or 10 very big screens. That's going to be an exciting night. So many people are asking for tickets, the UFC.
Ilia Topuria has been all over MMA headlines this week thanks to his escalating beef with Petr Yan. It kicked off when Yan spoke to Russian outlet Golos OV MMA after his victory and delivered a much harsher breakdown of Merab Dvalishvili than anything he said in English interviews, claiming he broke Merab. Those comments got back to Topuria quickly, and considering he and Yan already have history, things escalated fast. The two were originally supposed to fight in 2018, when Ilia was just 21, but the matchup fell apart, and Yan fought Jin Soo Son instead. The tension never fully went away. This week, Ilia went live on Instagram to warn Yan directly, adding fuel to a long-running pattern of Ilia beefing with almost everyone: Bilal Mohammed, Cody Garbrandt, and many others. When Dana White was asked about the drama, he completely dismissed it. Dana said fans are overreacting, reminding everyone that this is the fight business. Trash talk happens constantly. Emotions flare, rivals snap at each other, and there's no world where the UFC tells fighters to stop talking.
First of all, it had nothing to do, a guy who had nothing to do with the fight. He wasn't involved in the fight, but that's the fight business. That's sports. There's trash talking in every sport, They do it in the NBA, they do it in the NFL, they do it in baseball. It's part of the game. It's just, that's never going to change here. You're never going to tell somebody what they can or can't say. That's never going to change.
Merab Dvalishvili's coach, John Wood, has finally responded to the criticism he received for telling Merab he was winning during rounds where he was clearly behind. Speaking with Ariel Helwani, Wood admitted he genuinely believed Merab was ahead early and said it was simply a misread in the moment. Many fans think the bad advice may have changed how Merab fought in the later rounds. Meanwhile, former champ Sean O'Malley chimed in, claiming the UFC likely won't rebook Merab versus Petr anytime soon, adding that Yan clearly dominated in their last meeting. Conveniently for Sean, his road back to the title gets much easier if Merab doesn't regain the belt. O'Malley already beat Yan in a razor-close fight, though many fans and analysts still believe Yan won. The UFC will probably move toward an immediate rematch, since Merab entered that fight on one of the longest winning streaks in UFC history, nearly matching Anderson Silva's reign. Looking ahead, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo is set to determine the next title challenger once Yan and Merab settle their rivalry in 2026. Umar is already being viewed as one of the cleanest, most technical fighters in the division. Elite striking, elite grappling, and ice-cold composure.
I thought that Merab was the busier, doing more pressing, but looking at it now, Peter had the bigger moments. He was landing the bigger strikes, getting the bigger reactions, and doing the damage. The bleed, there was the blood always plays into a lot of stuff, and you don't know how that's going to go. But from everything that that I've said, a lot of people thought that was the wrong call. And in the moment, again, I think we all thought that we were pressing the action. That's something I got to go back and look at. And something if I, like I said, if I made mistakes, and it's something I definitely need to fix in making sure that doesn't happen. And I'm looking objectively, but at that moment, I felt in the corner, we all felt that we were up those first couple. It's just one of those things. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, and perspectives, they really do. The optics of things really do play heavily in how fights are judged.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.